Sandifer, and welcome to Northwest School of Fly Fishing Virtual Fly Fishing Academy. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about getting your rod ready at the car. Get it ready when you're at the water, when you're done fishing. You want to move somewhere else. It's what do we do with this fly thing here? And most of us put our fly right on this little hook keeper right here. This is a little wire thing right down above the cork. We put our hook on it and we reel our fly rod tight, and then we walk on down to the next hole, and then we're right back to it again. Well, that's not what we want to do, and we have some problems with that. The problem is that on all fly rods that are designed for dry fly fishing, the fly rod itself is designed to cast fly line. And you can see by this rod, you can see my fly line ends right here. And the only thing I have left outside is leader. And this fly rod cannot cast this leader. It cannot cast. I have to physically take my rod. I have to pull line out like this. I have to remove the fly. I have to lay the fly reel on the ground. I have to pull my fly line through the guides. As you can see, it can get to you. I have to pull all this fly line out like this. Then I have to come back to my reel. It's in the water and the weeds. Then I have to find my fly line, got it, get my fly out of the mud or the trash, or in my particular case, it's somewhere down there, and now I can actually cast this fly out. That's not what we want to do, and it creates this back and forth repetitive movement as we move on down the river. We're done fishing a spot, we want to move another 100 yards down river, or we want to walk back to our vehicle, and we want to drive down to the next spot, and we start the process all over again. And after a while you get lazy and you start dragging your fly in the water as you're moving around. That's not what we want to do, and all good anglers will do this trick, and I'm here today to show you what that trick is. So what we really want to do is not put our fly on the hook keeper. We want to take our hand and put it right here about mid fly rod, and then we're going to move the fly all the way up and put it on one of these guides like I'm doing right now. Now I'm going to hold the fly line tight. You can see how tight that is. I'm going to hold the fly line tight in my hand. I'm tightening. You can see I can bend the rod with it. I'm going to come all the way down and move my hand back to my cork grip, keeping that line tight. I'm going to move it all the way to my hand, and that's going to form a giant U in your line. It's going to try a giant U. So I'm going to take this U, I'm going to put it around my reel, and now I have this bow in my rod. As you see the fly's right here, and I have a bow in my line. I can straighten that bow out by just pulling line out of my reel. And that's going to give me a straight line. But more than anything else, it's going to have fly line outside the guides and outside of the fly rod, where now this fly rod can cast this line. Now I can walk down to the river, or move down to the river, or go back to my truck and put my rod where it needs to be, or walk down the river, and where I get to a spot where I want to fish, I simply remove that from my reel. Okay, I move my hand up my rod, I reach up, grab my fly, and now I'm casting. It's that simple. It's really simple. I just put the fly right here on a guide, slide back down, loop it around my reel, and I'm ready to go. No longer am I laying the rod down, stripping out line, and trying to find my fly, having it hooked on me, or it's in the mud, in the dirt, and I got to do all that crap to get going again. Now it's as simple as that. I'm where I want to go. I take it off my guide, and I'm fly fishing again. So practice that when you're on the river and you're moving around and you got things to do. I do it immediately. As soon as I get out of the vehicle, get my rods ready. That's how I get prepared at the river. And if you do that, then you can move anywhere you want. You have everything you need. All you got to do is take that loop off, remove off the fly, and start fly fishing.